Hey everybody, welcome back to Gabriel Knight's Sins of the Fathers. I'm the Blue 32, and last we left off, day 2.
See you later.
Good luck.
Today will be a day of learning.
Welcome, my friend.
Hello?
I am the proprietor, Dr. John. If you have any questions, I will be happy to assist.
Great. My name is Nye, and I'll probably take you up on that. Could I ask you some questions?
He just said yeah.
That is why I am here.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Historical voodoo? Or the voodoo currently practiced in the city?
Well, let's start with historical voodoo.
Tell me about historical voodoo.
Very well. I will start at the beginning, Mr. Knight, and will go on from there at your prompting.
Sounds good.
Works for
As
me.
you may know, voodoo is a grassroots religion formed by the mixing together of many different African tribal religions and Anglo religions, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. In other words, it is a religion born of the African slave trade, but African slaves were imported not only by the United States, but also into the West Indies, where the French and Spanish ran plantation islands. Prior to 1803, the New Orleans area was owned by France.
Indeed.
The French Creole in those days owned many African slaves. But the Creole did not permit their slaves to gather, giving no chance for voodoo to breed here natively.
The Creole also knew enough about the corrupted pagan practices of the West Indies slaves to ban the importing of slaves from that region.
So, how did voodoo come to New Orleans?
After the Louisiana Purchase, American legislators relaxed regulations. Slaves were permitted to gather. The Americans also removed the ban on West Indies slaves.
Around the same time, a slave revolt occurred in Santo Domingo, what is now Haiti. Between the lifting of the ban and the Haitian revolt, West Indies slaves began pouring into New Orleans.
Some of them were free people of color, freed or escaped slaves. Some came with their white owners who were fleeing from the revolt.
And they brought,
What happened when the West
and
Indies
I guess
slaves
they
got
brought
here?
voodoo.
They brought voodoo with them. The native slaves were more than enthusiastic about embracing it. It gave them power, Mr. Knight, if only in the form of a communal bond. Among the first meeting places were the Bayou Saint John and the shore of Lake Pontchartrain.
Oh, really?
The early voodoos were heavy snake worshippers, worshipping the one they called the Great Zombie.
Great zombie.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
By 1817, the voodoo activities were beginning to cause fear among the white slave owners. An ordinance was passed to forbid slave gatherings except in designated public areas at designated times. The time was Sunday afternoons and the place, Congo Square. The slaves and free people of color gathered to dance simulations of their voodoo dances right inside
Simulations?
of Creole society. Of course, they also continued to meet in private for the real thing.
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
There were a variety of...
This is gonna go on for a while.
At first. Voodoo priests and priestesses. But from about 1830, a single power emerged. This was a voodoo queen named Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau ruled voodoo in New Orleans for many years.
Anything else?
Tell me more about historical voodoo.
I've given you as...
Yeah, I thought so.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
There were actually two Marie Laveaux, mother and daughter. Most people thought they were the same woman. Her continued youth added to the mystique. The original, the mother, was also known as Widow Paris. It was she that began the empire. When the Widow Paris began to practice, there were many voodooans in the city. By 1830, she was voodoo queen of all New Orleans.
How'd she pull
Tell
that
me
off?
more about Marie Laveau.
The Widow Paris was a hairdresser for rich Creole ladies. She also paid household servants to spy for her. Between the two, she knew everything about everyone who mattered in New Orleans. She was not above using her information to appear psychic, to intimidate, or even to blackmail.
You sound as though you admire her.
For a black woman in the mid-1800s to gain power is an incredible thing, Mr. Knight. However she achieved it.
No, you can't deny that. By hook and by crook, they say.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
She kept a pet snake, danced with it too. She held traditional voodoo ceremonies out by the lake. She took herself seriously, very seriously. But she was not above selling tickets for her events to curiosity seekers. She was not above using voodoo any way she could to make money. That is for certain. But if she had been in another line of work, in another age, that would have been interpreted as entrepreneurial genius rather than a sign of fraudulence.
Hey, you don't need to convince me. I admire anyone that can actually make a living. Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
It was Marie Laveau who defined the voodoo that is truly and uniquely the voodoo of New Orleans. She invented hundreds, if not thousands of spells, potions, charms, and incantations. These form the basis of the modern practice, not to mention the folk tradition of hoodoo.
Hoodoo? You do.
Tell me more about Marie Laveau.
Her daughter, Marie Glapion, took over when the Widow Paris got old. Most people thought it was the same Marie Laveau. Both Maries encouraged that point of view.
Yes,
The
one
Widow Paris
would.
died in 1881. Marie Glapion had been reigning a long time by then. After the death of the Widow Paris, other voodoo queens surfaced, and by 1890, the cult was fragmented again. Marie Glapion just sort of faded away.
Lacked her mother's talent, I suppose. Let's try current voodoo.
Tell me about current voodoo.
Many people think of voodoo in terms of magic spells or gree-gree.
I think that's
kind
charm
of practice
of
is
some kind.
actually called hoodoo.
You
And
do.
is only a part of true voodoo. Voodoo, the religion, has a strong following in New Orleans. In fact, it is growing quite rapidly. There are
You don't
several
say, all
voodoo
those
churches
drummers
or
out there?
temples in the city, and others all across the United States. African Americans see it as a tradition all their own. Whites, and there are many in their religion, are attracted to it because they think it is exotic. I, personally, am more interested in the history of voodoo. Some of the new movements are copying Haitian or even African voodoo. But it is the voodoo of New Orleans that I find so intriguing.
What exactly is hoodoo?
Hoodoo refers to magic folk traditions of the South. Hoodoo is a bastard of voodoo. Many of the gree are similar, but hoodoo does not have the religious aspects of voodoo.
So you basically your voodoo dolls and what have you.
Tell me more about current voodoo.
There are many voodooans in New Orleans. They often do business selling grigri, telling fortunes, providing luck, and occasionally misfortune. Perhaps you would like to meet a voodooan. We refer those who seek a deeper experience with voodoo to a local practitioner, Magensha Moonbeam.
Sure, I'd love to meet her.
She lives on the corner of Orleans and Dauphine. I will call her and tell her you might stop by.
Great, thanks.
Ding, 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 ding.
Do you know anything?
Ah, you have perhaps noticed the museums.
It's hard to miss.
They are beautiful creatures, do you not agree? And the tourists seem to associate them with voodoo.
Should they not?
Do you have any idea what Capri Saint-Gall means?
I fear my French is not all it should be, Mr.
You kind of paused there a little bit.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
It is one of the important ceremonial nights in voodoo.
Well, can you go
What
into
else can you tell me about
Can you get into a
St.
little
John's Eve?
detail?
I am afraid I do not know the origins of St. John's Eve. I only know that it was a night of ritual long before voodoo came to New Orleans.
What do you think of New Orleans?
It is the only city in the United States as far as I am concerned.
Well, okay then. We learned quite a bit. I hope you were taking notes. Not that you need to. I have everything on record. Everything. I recorded conversations with my grandmother.
I'll be going.
Come back again.
I will. In a bit. But there's something I need to take care of first. Interesting. Working on the old thermostat, eh?
Hey, hey, hey. Knight, come on in. Whew, it's hot in here. Dang, the air conditioning must be on the blink.
Well, the guy was working on it.
Are you hot? Man, I'm hot.
Can I ask you about some stuff?
You're the writer. Ask away.
Well,
What's the status on the Voodoo Murders case?
You're as filled in as me.
that's kind of sad, actually.
How about getting me some coffee?
Coffee? You want coffee?
Should that surprise you?
Nah, you've always been a caffeine addict. It's just that what we got here hardly qualifies.
So, I'm desperate.
It's your stomach. I'll get you some when we're done talking.
That long?
All right, I'll go now.
Sucker. You can see wherever this is going, can't you?
Don't touch anything while I'm gone.
I'll touch whatever I want. Namely, this abomination of a jacket.
I think I'll just borrow this badge.
Hey, what are you doing with my coat?
Nothing. I thought I saw something crawling on it.
Just drink this.
Thanks. Tons. I mean it.
Well, time to just be moseying.
Gabriel decides to give Mosley a break.
Well, I was just gonna set it back, you know, to normal. So that he, you know, could relax. Put his coat back on. I suppose we'll do the Getty thing. I don't like this part. Makes me feel uncomfortable.
May I help you?
I'd like to see Malia Getty, please.
I'd like to see Malia Getty, please. I'm sorry, but
I do have
I
official
do
business.
have official business. Really? Please tell me the nature of your business.
This is the...
My name is Detective Mosley. I'm here on police business. Really? Interesting. Wait here. I'll inform Miss Getty.
Please do.
Miss Getty will see you. Right this way. Miss Getty will be down shortly.
You'll forgive me
Thank
if I
you.
skip most of the conversations.
What can I do for you, Detective?
Mind if I...
Alright. Pocket train.
Can you tell... Tell me.
I sup...
What... Ex- What do you...
The murder...
What?
I think you should go, Mr. Knight.
Very well.
Malia,
I've wasted an... Robert? Show Mr. Knight out, please.
I most certainly will. Thank you very much. I had a lovely time. Ah, shit.
Okay, so that went a little pear-shaped. It's fine. Let's just, you know... give back what I took.
Hey, bud. You! Last time I looked.
Give me my badge right now.
Oh, is that why you're so excited? If you knew what I needed it for.
I'm sure it was to impress a woman. You could have asked. Do you know how embarrassing it is to admit your badge was stolen? I had a photo with the chief, and he wanted me wearing it. I should lock you up, Knight.
I suppose you could. Seems to me, though, there was that time you borrowed my bike without mentioning it. Right from in front of my shop.
Don't remind me. Just don't do it again.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Dad.
See? This is what I wanted to fix. The game wouldn't let me.
Are you hot?
Well, I did what I came here to do.
I'm gonna hit the... Have a good...
Wow, he forgave me very fast. suppose I could see Madam Moonbeam today. First let's hit the park. You'll notice the mime is gone. He will never be seen again.
Could I ask you? Nice drawing. Thank. It's really well.
If I can just remember how this works.
Hey, come back here. Hey! Oh, unbelievable. Rotten luck.
Gabriel can't...
Could I get a look?
Nah.
and unambitious. The lucky dog vendor has his nose buried in a paperback novel. Gabriel noticed that it is not. Big surprise. One of these.
Well, if he likes reading.
I have this gift certificate. It's good for $20 at St.
Really?
You could take the...
A lucky dog for $20.
Yes. Everything is going according to plan.
This is...
What? Thanks, mister.
Yeah, I got one special request.
Can you reach that piece of paper?
Sure thing. Here you go. Yep. See ya.
Indeed. Some of these are real leaps in logic, isn't it? The series gets more so later on.
This belongs to you, doesn't it?
My drawing.
Oh, it was a bit of a squeeze.
Well, you saved my butt.
Well, there is one thing you could help me with. I think this is the time to do it.
Say, what do you need?
And the rest of the pattern.
I have some more of those patterns.
Really? Let's see. Yeah, these are great. I think there's enough overlap now. I'll give it my best shot. I'll show you what I come up with tomorrow.
Great. I appreciate it.
Excellent. Yeah, I didn't actually mean to come here. I was trying to leave. But, you know, whatever. I suppose now would be a good time to go to Madam Moonbeam's.
Welcome, Seeker.
I guess so.
Wait.
Actually, Dr. John told.
First things first.
Do these symbols mean anything to you?
Oh, the voodoo code. It is...
Really?
Well, some of it...
That's all.
It starts with a D and a J, and then... Okay, this part makes sense. It says, conclave tonight. Well, that last bit might mean cat.
That's okay. DJ.
I'm happy.
Indeed.
A large slab. Apparently, Magenta is not a fastidious housekeeper. A shed skin shares the cage with its original owner.
Could I ask you a few questions?
Of course, Seeker.
Let's see.
Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? You mean like my beloved Grimwald? She's a python, you know. Quite deadly in the wrong hands.
Not really.
I was trained by one of the great voodoo queens to learn how to hypnotize and handle snakes.
Is that so?
What about...
How about showing me how you handle Grimwald?
Really?
That would be swell.
I won't make you wait, Monsieur Knight. No matter what you see, do not be frightened.
I'll try
I'll
and
give it
contain
my best
myself.
shot.
Snake's like, put me down. Put me down. For God's sake, please put me down. Help me.
Gabriel grabs the sheds.
Fascinating.
They are truly inspiring, isn't it?
That's certainly one word for it.
Let's see, is there anything else I
Could
need
I ask-
for?
Do you know anything about Marie Laveau?
Oh, yes. She was the first of the great voodoo queens.
Right, that doesn't help me at all.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is the center of voodoo practice in the United States.
I'd have to say that's true. Wow, you are
What
useless.
can you tell me about voodoo?
My practice is mainly selling charms and potions with magic power, such as gree-gree and voodoo oils.
So hoodoo.
You know, everything from unrequited love to wandering spouses to winning a lawsuit. But my spells and charms are powerful, and they work.
Right.
Give me an example of a gris-gris.
All right. Here's an old one. Take a lodestone and some brimstone to a crossroads at midnight. Light the brimstone with a match, and a spirit will come and give you advice in gambling.
Right. Well then. This has been very fascinating and all, but I gotta go.
Well, I guess I'll be gone now.
Peace and harmony be yours.
Right.
Right back at you. Conquest. Not entirely.
Phew, it's humid out there.
She
Made
did
it back though.
know something of
Oh,
use.
joy.
The translated voodoo code will come in considerable handiness.
Gabriel magnifies the scale from the lake. The iridescent scale is brilliantly hued with greens and purples.
And then...
Gabriel magnifies the shed skin from Magentia, Moonbeam's snake. The snake scales are hued brown. They don't match the scale from Lake Pontchartrain.
Aren't they always like that color, though? I mean, they're just a bunch of dead scales all together. Oop.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some research for me?
Sure. What?
No, never mind.
Okay.
Must be missing something then. What's left? Maybe I missed something when I was talking to what's her name. That's possible. Maybe it was... had something to do with this.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this was it.
Bonjour, Monsieur Walker.
Oh, bienvenue, Madame Cosmo. Comment ça va? How you be feeling today?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Walker. I'm certain someone's buried a sleep note bag somewhere near my steps. I haven't slept a wink in weeks.
Jeez.
Oh, don't that beat all? You're gonna need some easy night candles then.
Do you think that would help? I do hope you're right. I said 3 rosaries this morning for Our Lady's intervention.
Rosaries are good, sure enough. But you burn those candles too and you gonna whip any old no-sleep Grigri, I tell you for sure.
Very well, Mr. Walker. Put them on my account and send them round to my house. Oh, and there's another thing. I didn't catch her at it, but I know Mrs. Lefebvre put stomachache powder in my tea at the last meeting of the Creole Grand Dames. Oh, I've been in misery.
You put 9 pinheads up in a little box, add a pinch of graveyard dust, and put it under her front porch step.
What if she doesn't
That'll
have
turn
one?
the trick back on Mrs. Lefebvre, and she'll be the one with the bellyache. I have the pins and the dust right here if you want them.
If the Blessed Virgin will grant me her protection, I'll be safe from these practitioners of evil.
Oui, madame. Though it don't hurt to be proactive none either, now does it?
Naturellement, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
Mais non, madame. It is nothing. Au revoir.
Au revoir, Monsieur Walker.
Interesting indeed.
To get the mask. The mask.
Can I...
Can't ask about the mask.
That...
Probably not important. And even if it was, I can always look back at what he said. Oh!
I knew you'd miss...
Be excited.
Now we ask her for research.
Got a minute, Grace?
What's up?
Could you do some
Sure.
I need you to look up a Madame Cazeneuve.
Madame Cazeneuve? Is she related to the murders the same way your friend, Malia Getty, was?
Christ, Cazeneuve's at least 70.
As if that makes a difference to you. Okay, I'll see what I can find. Anything else?
No, that's good. I think we're done.
It's time to close shop.
So it is. Have a nice night.
You too. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see how good a night we have. Yeah, it's about as good a night as we'd expect. Day 3. Drawn to Bosphorus' abode, I sought there to conspire, but it was in the city of the dead that I found my heart's desire. Sounds like a clue. I believe we're supposed to go to the cemetery today, among other things.
I'm so glad you could join us today. I've got messages when you want them. I also checked out Cazeneuve. There are multiple listings in the white pages. I got the page, but you'll have to figure out the right one.
Won't be hard.
Great, thanks.
Now, are you gonna tell me what happened yesterday with Malia Getty, or is it just too embarrassing? Don't tell me you actually got to see her.
Are the stars out tonight?
Gabriel, you don't seriously think she's interested? She can have any man in the city. You know, men with bank accounts.
You underestimate the Knight family's tragic poet samurai appeal. When Daddy married Mom, she was the hottest catch in town.
Rich as hell, too.
I always suspected there was something fishy in your family tree. But seriously, I think you should be careful.
Grace.
I'm serious. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach about this.
It's called jealousy, my dear. And you're right. You should be jealous of Malia Getty, as should every woman on this planet.
Oh, never mind. I'll just fix these books. Your life is in your own slippery little hands.
The point is to get it into somebody else's hands. And soon.
And we read the paper.
Times Picayune, dated June 20, 1993. Gabriel scans over an uninteresting front page. Under the cultural events section, there's a notice about a lecture on African religions. The lecture is at Tulane University. Gabriel's horoscope for the day. An evil eye is upon you. Change course before it's too late.
Lighten up.
And that'll do it for this video, I think. I am the Blues 32. This is Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Father. TTFN, ta-ta for now.